Now I have to show you this. There's a cave in here which has a little stream coming out the back of it, look. And in here are probably my favourite plants of all time. Look how luscious it is. It's just incredible. Now when it's this moist, when you expect to find sort of mosses and all sorts of plants, which you do find. Now I want to show you something super cool. Now this place is absolutely covered in these little guys. See this? These are plants. The leaves kind of hug the rock themselves. They don't stand up. And these plants are called liverworts. But these little guys are the ancestors of all modern plants, flowering plants, that is. And so, I mean, it's incredible to see them everywhere here and know that they are, I'm looking at the ancestry of life on land, which is amazing, in this cave. Otto. My name is Ben Palmer-Fry and these are my Rewilding diaries. I'm on the road in my camper van Jemima with my dog Otto, exploring wild places, finding wildlife, getting a taste for what a more self-sufficient, more adventurous but more peaceful life is like. Oh, would it be tragic if those evil robots win? But you know that she can't beat them. Oh, you see me, they don't believe me. But you won't let those robots eat me. I think I'm following at the moment one of the little pilgrimage routes. So all through northern Spain here is the Camino de Santiago de Compostela, which is a really like a world famous pilgrimage for Christian people, and it's because there's some relics of St. James at Santiago, which is out in Galicia, which is further west of where I am. But as I drive through the coast here and along the coast, you see these little signs of a scallop shell, which is the sign of the pilgrimage, because Galicia, where the pilgrimage finishes, is a really big seafood place, and so the scallop shell has really made it into the sort of the imagery of this sort of holy walk. I sometimes see pilgrims walking along the road next to me, which is quite cool. Haven't picked one up yet because the whole point is that they're walking. I suppose this is also a pilgrimage for me, insofar as I'm taking some time to consider my place in the world, how I relate to the world. I suppose these diaries are also potentially a pilgrimage for people who watch them, because they're about how you can live differently and whether or not we can take notice of the natural world around us, which is just incredible. So I hope that there'll be something even a little powerful for the people who see them, like you guys. I love going for walks because you just never know what you're going to see. I've just come back from, I spent a couple of hours, maybe more. I was just strolling down the coast here, and yeah, just there were little sections where it felt like I was walking through a botanical garden. The flowers were just amazing, really amazing. Massive purple ones, yellow ones, tiny little blue ones, succulents and gorse and all sorts. Then found a dead porpoise, which is really interesting. Always able to sort of have a little look at what might have caused its death when you see a marine mammal washed up. No obvious propeller marks or entanglement or anything, so maybe it just was sick. It was a male. So I came across a football pitch right on the coastline, but it had been levelled to perfection. The grass was perfectly kept. It was like a field of dreams. You know, like the absolute dream pitch for me as a child, like running around with my brothers kicking a ball about. Also found this deep crack in the rock down on the beach. It's a far little deserted cove. It was lovely and deep, but sort of self-contained bit of seawater that obviously only gets filled at high tide. Sandy bottom, about chest deep, and about 30 yards long, and only about 2 meters wide. It's just the best for a skinny dip. But yeah, whenever you spend a bit of time actually walking and exploring, it just blows your senses. So I'm just walking around this lagoon, and I've been seeing these little tracks in the sand, are obviously being made by either some kind of snail or something like that. And I was trying to work out what it was. And look, I've just found what has been making the little tracks in the sand. Gosh, where is it? Ah, here it is. Look. It's a cockle. It's trying to bury itself. Absolutely amazing. There's a little, you can see, I've just never seen one moving. Look, it's made this little track, look along there, and it's obviously trying to find a place where it's not going to dry out and die. They have these singular, what's called a foot, kind of sticks out of them, and they kind of project it into the sand, expand it, and then suck it back in towards them, which allows them to like pull themselves along through the sand, and that's what he's doing. Wonder where he's going. Check it out. So he's closed up now, full on closed up. Cockles have this other wonderful piece of anatomy that when they're buried deep in the sand, the way they're able to sort of continue to survive, they have a thing called a siphon, which is their breathing apparatus, which actually kind of gives them an intake of water when they need it, so they'll sort of come up through the sand. They'll use their siphon to get water in and out, and also that'll help them sort of filter feed as well. But while their foot keeps them anchored in the sand. As I'm walking along, I'm seeing what look like plough furrows going through the sand, and I wonder whether actually people have been using like machinery to actually collect the cockles, which would be pretty hardcore. I'm not a massive fan of the way mechanization makes the sort of the gathering of wild resources like fishing so easy. I feel like it's not exactly like a level playing field. It's like, that's why I think like catching a fish on a line with a hook, I think, yeah, okay. However, like with these enormous nets like trawling through, not such a fan. In the same way is, right, if people are going to go hunting, you know, for big creatures, like, okay, you got to do it with something that you make yourself. You know, you got to do it with a bow. You know, doing it with a rifle that you have no idea how to construct yourself. I just don't feel that's particularly fair. I think it needs to be equitable competition, not just a, oh, I can feel all sorts of stuff in between my toes as I walk through this sand.